Hello, this is Hating Tian. In this video, we will learn chapter 3.2, compound statement and connectives. Let me grab a pen. It's here. I'm sorry. Okay. The first one, express compound statements in symbolic form. We learned the very simple statement last class. For example, the first one, you are wealthy. This is a statement. You are well educated. You will be happy. These three are all the simple statements. If I want to have a compound statement, the statements need to have at least two simple statements. The first part one, we learn about the and statements. The first statement, use and, or I just use word and, connect with another simple statement. The compound statement formed by combining two or more simple sentences. If P and Q represent two simple statements, then the compound statement P and Q is symbolized by P and Q. We use this symbol, represent and. We call this conjunction. For example, let P and Q represent the following simple statement. P, it is after 5 p.m. Q, they are working. Write each compound statement below in symbolic form. So when I see this, then I use P and Q to represent this sentence. It is after 5 p.m. This is P. Use my symbol and to represent and. They are working. Q. So this statement, a compound statement is P and Q. Number B, it is after 5 p.m. This is still P and they are not working. So this is not Q. So this is the way to express the English word compound statements into the symbolic form. Next part here, the common English expressions for P and Q. Actually, we have many ways in English words to express this P and Q. So P and Q, we can say P and Q. The example, it is after 5 p.m. and they are working. Another way to express the same symbolic form is P but Q. It is after 5 p.m. but they are working. Another expression is P yet Q. It is after 5 p.m. yet they are working. Another expression, they are equivalent, is P nevertheless Q. It is after 5 p.m. Nevertheless, they are working. Next one, we learn about the or statement. One or the other, but not both. Actually, we learned the set, maybe the set A and set B, A and B. We learned A or B. That means all the shaded area is A or B. But here, don't be confused. This is a statement, not the set. So don't use this. So if I say P, the statement P or the statement Q, that means is P or Q, not both. For example, the P is I want an apple. Q is I want a pear. So P, we use the symbol this for or. P or Q means I want an apple or I want a pear. That means I can't have both. So that means exclusive. So that means P or Q, but not both. So let's move on to the example. I visited London or Paris. That equals to I visited London or Paris, but not both. So don't get confused with this and the set. They are different. This is a statement. Let's move on to another example. Let P and Q represent following simple statement. P is the bill receives majority approval. Q is the bill becomes a law. The bill becomes a law. Write each compound statement below in symbolic form. So convert this into the symbolic form. The A is the bill receives the majority approval. The bill, that is P. When you see or, you use this one to represent or. The bill becomes a law. That is Q. So P or Q. Number B, the bill receives the majority approval. That is P. Or the bill doesn't become a law. That is not Q. Okay, let's move on to next part. If then statement, or I can say that is conditional statement. We learned a statement that is all poets are writers. It equals to if a person is poet, then that person is a writer. All poets are writer. That means if I said I draw a set, all the poets is here and writers are here. So all the poets, they are writer for sure. So I can also express it in the if then statement. If a person is a poet is in here, then that person is a writer for sure. Okay. Let's see here. The compound statement, if P, then Q is symbolized by if P, then Q. We use this to express if P, then Q. That's antecedent to the consequent. For example, let P and Q represent the following simple statement. P is a person is a father. Q is a person is a male. Write each compound statement below in symbolic form. The first one, if a person is a father, that's P. Then that person is a male. If P, then Q. If, sorry. Okay, we are here. Okay, let's start again. A, if a person is a father, that is P. Then that person is a male. Use this symbol to express if then. And that person is a male. That person is a male. It's Q. So if P, then Q. Number B, a person is a male. That is Q. Then that person is a father. So if Q, then the person is a father. That's the statement P. That is, if Q, then P. Next one, if a person is not a male, that is not Q, then that person is not a father, not Q. Oh, not P. This means if not Q, then not P. Okay, let's move on. Sometimes we omit the word then and simply use a comma. Just like when I write English essay, before my English teacher told me that in your sentence, if you write if, you just use a comma and then you write another part of your sentence. You don't need to have then here. But in mathematics, if you have then, it's okay. You can also use a comma instead of then. Okay, let's see some other common English expression to express if P, then Q. If P, then Q. Here is an example. If a person is a father, then that person is a male. You can also say Q, if P. You just switch the position of if P and Q. So Q, if P. Read the example by yourself. Next one, the equivalent expression is P is sufficient for Q. So look at the expression here. So the front one, the P is sufficient for Q. And then Q is necessary for P. So the Q is necessary for P. Another expression is P only if Q. You can also say only if Q, P. So please read all of these examples by yourself. Pause the video. Next one, we learn about if and only if statements. If P and Q represent two simple statements, then the compound statement P if and only if Q is symbolized by if P and P and only if Q. The compound statement formed by connecting statements with if and only if is called biconditional. We use IFF to express that. Sometimes we will see this. That means P if and only if Q. These two are equal. P, Q. And some professors, they prefer to use this symbol. In our book, they use this symbol. So if you are taking another class, the teacher is using this. So they are the same. They represent the same meaning, which is if and only if. Okay, the symbol for if and only if is this. The phrase if and only if can be abbreviated by IFF. For example, in the table 3.6 shows that word, English word set has 464 meanings, making it the word in the most meanings in the English language. Let P and Q represent the following simple statements. P is the word is set. The word is set. Q is the word has 464 meanings. What's the question of this? So here is a table show you the set has 464 meanings and other words has many meanings. So write each of the compound statements below in the symbolic form. The first question is the word is set. So this is our P. If and only if. That means I need a symbol, this. The word has 464 meanings. That is Q. That means P, if only, P, if and only if Q. Next one is number B. The word doesn't have 464 meanings. This is negative Q. If and only if the word is not set. So I need to have if and only if and not P, because our P is the word is set, and here is looking for the word is not set. So here is the symbolic form of the compound statement. Okay, let's move on to see the common English expressions for P, if and only if Q. We have many other English expressions to represent this. The first one, P, if and only if Q. Read the sample by yourself. Okay, another expression, Q, if and only if P. Actually, P, if only if Q. We can represent it. What's the meaning of this? This means P, if P, then Q, and also satisfied if Q, then P. So actually, so the P, if P, then Q, and also from Q side, I can say if Q, then P. It can go this way and also can go this way. So that means this expression satisfied if P, then Q, and if Q, then P. So can I switch the position of these two? Yes, of course. So this one can be also expressed as Q, if and only if P. So these two are equivalent. So that's why we have this expression, Q, if and only if P. Let's move on to see other expression. We also can say if Q, then, if P, then Q, and if Q, then P. So that's the explanation of this. Another expression, P is necessary and sufficient for Q. Another expression, Q is necessary and sufficient for P. So read the examples by yourself. The table statements of symbolic logic. So here, the negation, we use this to express negation of a statement. That means not P. Conjunction. Conjunction, we use the symbol this, means and. That means P and Q. You can also say P but Q. Another one is disjunction. P or Q. That means it's P or it's Q. Conditional. That means if P, then Q. You can also say P is sufficient for Q, or Q is necessary for P. Another one is biconditional. Biconditional is P if and only if Q. You can also say P is necessary and sufficient for Q. Okay, let's see the part 2, express symbolic statements with parentheses in English. The example 1. Let P and Q represent the following simple statements. P is she is wealthy. Q is she is happy. Let's see our symbolic statement is this means it is not true, or that's a negation of the statement. So it is not true that P and Q, what is P? It is not true she is wealthy and she is happy. Number 2, it is not true P. What is P? She is wealthy. I can say she isn't wealthy, or I can say it is not true she is wealthy. And Q, she is happy. So the full sentence should be she is not wealthy and she is happy. Next one, C. It is not true that P or Q. So it is not true that she is wealthy or she is happy. Oh, you can also say she is neither wealthy or happy. They have the same meaning. Okay, let's see this table. Symbolic statement to group together. Okay, if you see there is a parentheses in your statements, the compound statements. So you better to group them and then use a comma to tell the reader that the parentheses goes first. What's in the parentheses is Q and not P. So when you express this, you will say if Q and not P, then not R. It already shows you here. Second one, you will see the parentheses here. So the parentheses goes first, and which you can use a comma to block them or separate them. So I can say Q and comma, or you can say Q comma and. You can do either way. If not P, then not R. So in the very complex expression, the statement, you can use the comma to separate or break your sentence. It's easy for the reader to understand your English translation. Let's move on to the example. Let P and Q and R represent the following simple statement. P is a student misses lecture. Q, a student studies. R, a student fails. Write each of symbolic statements in words. The first one. So you see this, that means if, then. So I can say if, I put if here, if Q and not P, then not R. So what is Q, what is R? You just plug them in. You can say, if a student studies and does not miss lecture, then student does not fail. Number B. So Q and this part I can say if not P, then not R. You just plug in the statement P, Q, R inside this Q. And be careful. This is and. You can use a comma to break them in parts, because they have parentheses here. So it will be very clear for you if you have a parenthesis. Oh, if I have comma in your expression, so I can say this is Q, comma, and if not P, then not R. Oh, here is the expression. A student studies, and if a student doesn't miss lecture, then the student doesn't fail. Let's move on. The part 3, use the dominance of connectives. If a symbolic statement appears with parentheses, statements before and after the most dominant connective should be grouped. The dominance of connective. The dominance of connectives used in symbolic logic is defined in the following order. The first one is negation, conjunction, disjunction, condition, biconditional, conditional, biconditional. So the first one is least dominant, then the fourth one is the most dominant. So how to decide the relationship of your statement, or I can say what's the type of the statement. For example, if I have P or Q, if and only if not P, if not P, then Q. So what is the dominant? You know, the dominant here appeared is a biconditional. So we can decide the type of this kind of statement is biconditional. Okay, let's see the examples here. Here are some statements, and let's see what's the most dominant connective. We highlighted in red. I think this is pink. So the meaning or how to express this compound statement. This means if P, then Q and not R. So what is the dominant? You can see this dominance. Where's my picture? Okay, so in here, so pause the video and go back to see the image here in this part. It freezed. Okay, I'm back. All right, sorry for that. So from here, you will find what is the most dominant. So we have conditional, we have conjunction. So what's the most dominant is this conditional. So this is a conditional statement. Actually, we won't have this in the assignment. I just want to explain this for you. Okay, so this is the most dominant. Okay, let's move on. Okay, after we know which one is most dominant, and we can use a parentheses to contain the less important or less dominant statements together. Okay, let's move on to next one. Next example. This is Oh, which one is dominant? This. If then. So if P and Q, then not R. So less dominant is the front part. I use parentheses to make sure they are together, group them together. Next one is what is most dominant? These two. So this one is. So how to express this statements? I should say P if and only if. This is less dominance. If Q, then R. The type of this statement is biconditional. Next one, P. Okay, look at this. Which one is the most dominant? It's this. This is a biconditional statement. How to express it in English? I should say, in the parentheses, I can say if P, then Q. If and only if R. Next one, dominant is this. So I can group them together. How to express? If P and not Q, then R or S. This is this is conditional. This is conditional statement. Next one, P and Q or R. Because this one and this one are the same level dominance. So the meaning is ambiguous. I can't say this is what kind of statement. If I have parentheses, so this is a dominant. That means this one is a disjunction. If the parentheses is shown here, that means this one is the dominant. That is the conjunction. I hope you are clear about this part. Let's move on. If you have any question, please let me know. Okay. Example, write each compound statement below in symbolic form. The first one is, I do not fail the course if and only if I study hard and I pass the final. So you see if and only if. You also see and. Decide which is the dominant, if and only if. This is a biconditional. So here they already provide you the simple statement PQR. P is I fail the course. Q is I study hard. R is I pass the final. So here I do not fail the course is not P. If and only if is this. I study hard. I study hard is Q. And I pass the final. I passed the final is statement R. A second one, I do not fail the course. I do not fail the course. This is not P. If and only if. Is I study hard is Q. And most important here is there is a comma here. What's the meaning of comma? I mentioned about that. That means break down the sentences. That means the front part should be in the parentheses. Then I just list the rest of the information and or I pass the final. So these two has different expression. Look, there is no comma one. This is the comma one. So when you read the question, so be careful about the detail here. Okay, That's all about the lesson, the chapter 3.2. Please let me know if you have any question, or we can discuss together in the tutoring session. Okay, have a good day.